Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel! Okay, we have some things to talk about in this video, but before we do, let me introduce you to my sim self. So this is Taylor. This is my base game sim self, so I did only include base game stuff in this copy because you'll probably see her a lot. She's going to be the sim that I kind of just test my, my builds with. So, embarrassingly, since there's not a lot of options in the base game as far as like cute clothes and cute hairs go, she's dressed to go to Ohio State University. So that is who she is and what she looks like. I did upload her to the gallery, so you can find that at Tater Sims on the gallery as well. If you're interested in uploading her, I'm not really sure why you would. But it's finally here. It finally happened, and we are building in the Horse Ranch expansion pack. I'm literally so thrilled to finally have this expansion, but I have to tell you the story of how we got here. So, usually I would like to try and talk about the build a whole bunch during these kind of speed builds, but today we're going to focus mostly on the story, and then we'll go from there. All right, so I have invested a sickening amount of time and energy and money on The Sims 4. Literally the computer that I am recording this on, all of the gear I am recording this with, I literally only play The Sims using this stuff. And in addition to that, I have every single pack. All of them. And that's not meant to be a brag. It's more of like a finally kind of situation. It took me years to collect them all and many sales, and I didn't buy them all full price or anything. Some of them were gifts, you know, that kind of thing. But I have all of the packs. So I think it is like very fair to say that if I had an issue with one of the packs, like technically speaking, not like because I didn't like it or something, but technically speaking, you would think that as like such an avid consumer of EA's The Sims, that EA would be better about fixing the problem and like catering to one of their like loyal customers, right? But no. Okay, so let's get into the story. So I pre-ordered the horse pack. Pre-ordered as in bought it long before it was released. Bought it in advance. I am actually pretty sure that I pre-ordered it the day that it came up for pre-order. Okay, I really wanted this pack. I used to play The Sims 3 before this. I had horses in that, so I was very excited. So I pre-ordered the pack. Weeks later, the pack is released. And on the day that it is released, I get an email saying that the charge bounced, your card didn't go through, even though I had already gotten an email confirming that it did go through. And I was like really disappointed because when you pre-order a Sims expansion pack, you get items that only are given to people who pre-order the pack. And I wanted those items. Luckily, with the newer expansion pack, I believe you get the items so long as you buy it before a certain date in January. And maybe that was the case with the horse pack. Maybe I wouldn't have missed out if I had bought it that day that it released, but I wasn't able to because I was like, oh man, I'm really sad that I missed out on those items, but I'll still go ahead and repurchase it. At least I still get the pack, right? So I go to repurchase it. And I click on purchase. And it says, you already own this pack. I'm like, okay. So I go to manage add-ons and I press download. And it says, you don't own this pack. And back and forth we go. So I couldn't get it to download, which was incredibly frustrating. And I immediately emailed EA. Their customer service took a hot minute to get back to me, first of all. Second of all, it was really, really hard to find the email for this situation. EA has it so that like if you have an issue with any of their products, they have like a whole list of like things you can try, or people who have fixed the issues with different solutions that you can go through. And I 100% support that. I mean, if it's something simple and I can look it up and fix it myself, great. But I clearly couldn't fix this situation. It was something wrong with my EA account, like technically in the background. And there was like no place for me to contact them. So after sorting through like tons and tons of internet pages, I finally was able to email them, and it took them a while to get back to me. And so I explained my whole issue to them, and they started a like claim file on it. And then a couple days later, after explaining the whole issue to them and them saying, "Oh, well, we'll figure it out," I got an email being like, "We're so glad that everything was fixed. We're so glad it all worked out. We've closed your claim. Good luck." It wasn't fixed. I was like, what are they talking about? It wasn't fixed. Oh. So then I emailed again and started another claim with a whole other agent who I had to explain the whole situation to all over again. And they took a while to get back to me. And then it was Thanksgiving. So I will take some of the fault here. It took me a hot minute to get back to them after they responded to me. So I'm not like shocked that whenever I did get around to saying like what happened again and explaining everything to them, I got another agent assigned to me. So a new agent comes on and they're like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "This is the third time, but I'll explain it all again." And all the while I'm being super pleasant in my emails, but I'm also like pushing the fact that like I wanted to pre-order this and then I wasn't able to. And then Black Friday sales happened and the pack was like a whole percentage off. And by the time that they got back to me about me like being like, "Hey, it's on sale and I want it," the sale was over. And so I'm like pushing like, "Hey, I am a big fan of your work. I support EA and I support the game and I buy all the packs and I really would appreciate, if you could give me my discount back," and all of that, right? So it took them that whole explanation, and I got a message from a guy, I think his name was Boney T, like that was his name, his professional email, Boney T. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm Boney T and I've got you covered." And then it was crickets for a while. And then I emailed him and I was like, "Hey, Boney T, like, what's going on?" And he never responded, and another agent got me. And that agent was like, "Hey, sorry about this, but now you're with me and I don't know what's going on. So you have to explain it for the fourth time." And I'm sitting here like, why is there no communication? Why didn't anyone tell you what was going on? Like, can you not see the past emails? Can you not see what happened in the claim? It was very just disorienting and frustrating and whatever. So I explained everything to this agent again, and I, once again restate that like, "Hey, I'm really disappointed and this has taken a really long time and I feel like I deserve some compensation for like the inconvenience of this all." And she's like, "It's fixed." And within a couple of hours after her saying that, I was finally able to download the pack. I was like, thank you, Jesus. But in order to re-download the pack, I had to repurchase it. Guess what I had to pay? That's right, folks. Full price. Full price. After all that. And it was my birthday. Or like at least my birthday weekend. And I had to pay full price. So I have to say, like if we're going to make this like a tiny little review situation, poorly review. Poorly review the EA customer service. It was bad. It was really bad. I've never experienced such frustration in my life. But we're here. We are building. It is better, and I am like extremely grateful to just have the opportunity to play the back. I'm extremely grateful to have been in a place that I could afford to even buy the pack, and that I am in a good place to have the next one. So I'm not trying to sound any certain way about it. you know, from a customer service standpoint, I am really frustrated, but as just like me, I'm very happy to just have it. And after all of the wait, I have to say, this pack is worth it. This pack is worth full price. This pack is worth all the trouble I went through. This pack is awesome. And even if you don't care for horses or ranches or like that country kind of folky style, I still recommend you buy it if you're into building, because there are so many little tiny things that this pack comes with that like I'm gonna build with all the time. It came with a plain stack of white plates. It came with a pot holder that hangs on the wall that I just think is like so good. It just came with so many awesome things that I really, really love. Not to mention the gameplay is really, really cool, and we will be doing a video on that gameplay really soon. I want to do a little Let's Play. Oh, speaking of the Let's Play, on my birthday, which was December 2nd, I streamed. My stream on Twitch is also Tater Sims, by the way. I streamed for 7 hours nonstop because I bought one of the largest pieces of property in this world and decided I was going to build a ranch. And the ranch was only for 2 people and 1 small horse. That was it. So explain to me how I ended up with a 2-story ranch that actually has 2 houses in it. It took me 7 hours. That was not what I planned on doing when I woke up that morning. But it is really good. Like, not to toot my own horn, but like that build is one of my favorite builds I have ever done, and there's so much detail packed into it. Unfortunately, this build that you're watching right now is limited pack, so it is just the ranch pack in base game, so everyone who has the ranch pack can download it, which is great. But the big build that I did on stream is actually not going to be limited packs. Unfortunately, it uses a lot of packs, but it's because I'm using it for the Let's Play that we're going to have on here next. I didn't want to limit what we could do content-wise. I wanted to see how the new pack, you know, interacts with the old packs. So there is no, like, limit on that one. So if you can't download it, I'm really sorry, but you can still watch that stream. It's very, very, very long, but you could totally click through it if you wanted to, just to see the creative process on how I built it. I haven't quite figured out how to make the videos from Twitch turn into videos on here. I'm still pretty new at this, but eventually whenever I do those big long live streams building, I should be able to cut it down to speed builds on YouTube. Your girl's just still trying to figure it out, okay? But anyway, so that is already posted on the gallery. Both of these are actually already posted on the gallery, so please go ahead and have a look at them. If you're able to, you can totally download them. I actually really like this build in particular because I did it on a really small lot, but it still has a little bit of everything you need in order to do the gameplay from this pack. It has a wine cellar, it has a little barn, it has a couple planter boxes for your grapes. So everything is there, and it's really cute in my opinion. I like it. The lot itself is a little snug. I would have liked if the house and the barn could have been just like maybe 1 or 2 more like slots away from each other. But you get what you get. You get what you get, you don't throw a fit. So popping back into the build and actually talking about it for a second, we're seeing here that I'm working on the dining room right now. I noticed, particularly in editing this video, that I kind of build all over the place. I will literally be in the middle of furnishing a bedroom and suddenly pop into the kitchen, and I'll see an item and be like, oh, that would be cool outside, and then I'll pop outside. So if it's a little chaotic, I apologize. I do intend to slowly but surely try and change my build style to kind of suit these videos a little bit better. Another thing you're going to probably notice is this video is kind of long. So I did end up cutting out like the designing of the bathroom, and I also cut out some of the like landscape, just like things that I didn't think would be that interesting to watch anyway. Honestly, like watching the playback right now, I'm kind of feeling like I probably could have sped up a bunch of this video a little tiny bit more. So hopefully you're not, you know, sitting here bored out of your mind. But The little wood-burning stove that you're seeing in the dining room is one of my favorite things that they have ever added to this game. It is so cute, and in addition to that, it actually looks exactly like the little wood-burning stove that I grew up with in my house. The only thing that I'm a little sad about is on my wood-burning stove, we were able to cook meals, but I'm under the assumption that just like the Snowy Escape little fire oven, you're not able to do that. So I would like to see that feature added, but I think that there are bigger things for the Sims team to conquer right now than just that. We do have a new pack coming out on the 7th. Speaking of that, actually, a lot of Simmers who are a little bit more famous and a little bit more well-known have early access to the pack. And someone that I really, really like watching is Lucy. She is a Twitch streamer that I found through Lil Simsy. We rated her Twitch and it was so fun, and I have become a subscriber and I've put bits into the chat, and I love her entire platform. And her audience is just really fun to hang out with and chat with. So I do highly recommend that you pop into her stream tomorrow because she has early access and her reactions are off the charts. They're really fun to watch. So I will have her Twitch channel linked down below, as well as my own if you are interested in going and watching that Giant Ranch's speed build. And I really do highly recommend that if you're interested in buying the For Rent pack, you check out some people's streams and videos and reviews ahead of time just to make sure that it is worth it for you. Some packs are more geared toward building, some packs are more geared toward cast, some packs are more geared toward just gameplay. Some of them do a good mix of everything, but you want to make sure that the pack is geared toward the things that you enjoy before you spend a whole $40 on it. And if you're able to and you have patience, unlike me, you could wait a few months and wait for the pack to actually go on sale. That is truly the best way to get all of the packs in The Sims, is just to wait for them to be on sale. That is mostly how I got where I am with having all of them. So no judgment if you have to wait. And if you do have to wait, you can totally hang out in my comment section and in my chat, because we will be playing with that pack until the next one comes out. So please hop on to my subscriptions and come hang out with us, because it is really fun. We don't have a ton of people in the Twitch chat, which is really, really cool, because then we kind of get to have more personal conversations and get to know each other. Honestly, being a small streamer is kind of really fun, and I have like nightmares about the days that I might have like a couple hundred people in the chat. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed to see all of the messages and reply to everyone? Like, honestly, I kind of feel like I would be extremely grateful for that day, but also just so scared out of my mind. But if you are interested in joining that chat and subscribing to my Twitch channel, you can go head over to Tater Sims. It is the same everywhere. And I do stream every Tuesday and Saturday from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. I believe it's Eastern time. I know I should know that, but I'm really bad geographically, so I'm pretty sure Eastern is the time zone that I am in. So feel free to jump in and come say hi. I do randomly stream on like random days too, so I highly recommend you at least follow so you can get that little "Hey, Tater Sims is streaming" notification. But yeah, we just hang out, we play The Sims, we talk about life, and we make friends. It's great. It's awesome. And I tell really funny stories. Highly recommend. But anyway, another big thing I wanted to talk about before this video ends is we just did a video reviewing the Sims merchandise store, it's just got me laughing because they have officially put up that they are releasing new merch today. So we will hop on the website at some point and look through it. I don't know if it's going to be a whole nother video, but just from the photos that they've used to advertise the new merch drop, I really think it's way better than what we had so far, and I truly cannot wait to buy some of these things. I literally don't have the money right now, Sims. Like, I already bought stuff, and like, I'm broke, so I'm going to have to wait, and my biggest fear is that it's probably going to sell out today. Because it goes really fast. We are a community of people who have been waiting for merchandise for literally years. So it goes like that. But if you are interested, it does drop, I think it's 6 p.m. Eastern time. I think it said 4 p.m. Pacific time. Highly recommend that you get on there and buy things quick, or they might be gone. So wish me luck. I'm really, really hoping that I'll be able to get some merchandise too. And if I do, maybe then we'll do another review video. But for now, you can kind of just take my word on it that the advertisements look pretty good. And so I do think it's going to be like a whole bunch better. Hopping back to the game again, right now I'm doing some landscaping, and I really, really, really like how the landscaping in this video turns out. And I just kind of wanted to give you my pro tip, which is that I'm not a pro at all. I am an architecture major. I am not going to be a landscape major, and it is because I am horrible with plants. I actually was just gifted my first live indoor plant. Actually, I'll grab him for you. This is Frederick. He is a succulent, and currently he's shaking in his pot. He is fearing for his life because I kill plants constantly. And my cat Athena is really interested in eating him, even though the internet said that cats would not be interested in eating succulents. I don't know why. But anyway, the pro tip that I have for landscaping is that you just keep throwing things on the lot until you like it. And then in addition to that, when you're like, oh, I like it, but it doesn't look finished enough, rocks. Rocks make everything look so good, and I don't know why, but I will point it out whenever I start to add rocks to this. I have one big pile in the corner that actually came with the pack, and I really, really like it. It's boulders, I think, but I sized it down a little bit so it'd be better for landscaping like this. But just the little rocks that come in the base game, it's mind-blowing. It makes the build look finished. I don't understand how it happens. But other than that, I really do. I just throw a random mix of flowers that I like, and hope for the best. And this is one of the first builds that I've done in a long time where I didn't use those low-lying little flowers. They're always the thing that saves me when I'm doing landscaping. But in this case, I thought the more overgrown wild look worked for this. And I used the little grass and wildflowers to make it kind of fill out. And look, I just finished putting in the rocks. Doesn't it look so much better? Like, it looks so good. I truly think that rocks and then terrain paint just make a build. They truly make a build. One thing that I will warn you about if you are planning to build with this pack is that the stuff in the pack really does take up a lot of space. I think that it would have been really cool if I could have had like the horse jump and the horse barrels, but literally I could only fit one of them on this lot. And I could have maybe built like a tiny house instead, but realistically I just can't imagine running an entire ranch out of a tiny house. It just doesn't seem like feasible to me. So there's that. And then I did put in a wine cellar, so there is a basement. For some reason, it deleted my stairs that I had, so I need to fix that. I do fix that, I mean. And then something else that I really liked about this build is that it is just like super warm and inviting and friendly. Like I truly think the lighting on this lot in particular is really, really nice. And then there's like the whole background of the mountains, and we have neighbors nearby. I think that this is going to be a really cool place to like hang out. In my mind, it's like a build that I would want to start in, but I should probably warn you, it's not a starter home. this build is kind of expensive. Just a little bit. I think it's like 38, 40 something thousand simoleons. And your sim will start off with like 19, less than half. And in addition to that, you're going to have to buy the grapes and, you know, have a horse and pay for the horse's food. And so, you know, testing cheats true, money, you know, 60,000 might be the way to make this a lot more affordable and more usable for your gameplay. And then, yeah, right now I'm just putting on the finishing touches for the barn. I think this little barn turned out really cute. It's very small, but just because it's small doesn't mean it's not good, okay? It has everything you need for your horse, and it looks like a little, like, McDonald's barn. Like, the whole time I was building this barn, I was like, Old MacDonald had... The whole time. I couldn't stop. It was just stuck in my head. Just constantly stuck in my head. So I do think it turned out really cute. It might be a tight space, but you get a horse and it fits in there. It's fine. Another thing that I would have liked to have had on this lot that I wasn't really able to include was a fence. So you just have to imagine that your Sim's horse is just so well trained that it wouldn't even dream of running away. This is another moment for a good like little tip for you if you are new to doing terrain paint. If you make it really small and you make it a little less opaque and like less potent, I guess is the word that I'm looking for, and you line, you know, your fences, your foundation, the houses, the trees, everything just like with a little subtle amount of dirt, it really, really finishes off the build and makes it look so much better. Oh my gosh, so we're in the wine cellar now, but the truth is that there's a big cut in the middle because I may or may not have posted this without finishing the wine cellar. I don't know what it is about basements, but almost every time I include a basement in my build, it's the last thing I furnish, and I usually only remember to furnish it because I go to post it on the gallery and I see it in the pictures and I'm like, oh my gosh, the cellar, the basement, like I completely forgot. But yeah, this cellar is quite small. I just didn't want to waste any more money or add any more rooms, so it is really small, but it has everything you need to make the, I think that it's supposed to be called juice. I don't think we're supposed to call it wine, guys, but it has everything you need to make those beverages. So I think it turned out pretty cute. Also, real quick, want to note that I don't typically use the little saucer lights that a lot of simmers like to use. In my house, we are a dim light, dim lamps, no overhead light type of family. We don't like overhead lights. So I did go through and delete all of those saucer lights and put in lights that I thought suited the house a little bit better. But if it is a little too dim for your gameplay, feel free to add in your own. I completely understand. I won't be insulted. But with that, that is the finished build, and you can find it on the gallery under Tater Sims. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me, and I cannot wait to continue playing this with you. Thanks for hanging out. Bye, everyone.